Proceed with the countdown. All groups assume attack coordinates. Prepare to jump into hyperspace on my mark. Hey guys, I just want to break down the most iconic scene of Return of the Jedi and just go over some of the fundamental differences between the cinema release and the special edition release, and obviously go over some of the key moments of this fantastic, beautiful, perfect space battle. Yum, yum. That thing's operational. So as the fight begins, obviously the prep is fantastic with Akbar as he goes through the motions. The difference between the cinema release and the special edition here is very much the colorization. So special edition, we see sort of this blue tint to all of the ships. Cinema release, a lot more richness in colors. The boosters are a lot more hotter, and in special edition, a lot more cooler and whiter. As the ships arrive, obviously realization of Death Star, they really see that deep blue tint go throughout all of the ships, which is kind of cool. I like the look of it. It's very sort of imperial almost. But then again, you know, on the cinema release, there's that richness of color, which is quite nice as well. So I can see the advantages of both there. So I'm very much sort of on the fence on the colorization. Now, on the cinema release on Death Star Array, obviously there's a better resolution on the special edition as opposed to the sort of like weaker green on the cinema release, and the explosion is slightly better, but you know, there's not that much in it. It's not like Star Wars A New Hope where there's significant difference. So it's just another tiny little touch which makes it a little bit sharper. And what's interesting is that when the Superstar Destroyer gets attacked, too late, whoa, I was probably expecting a much more powerful explosion as that sort of arrowhead dives into the Death Star, you know, that beautiful forward position as it just spikes in. Maybe this sort of engulfing flames, you know, with like big sort of rings of fire like we see on the new Death Star. But no, they went for the traditional look of the sort of just big juicy explosion, which, you know, again, it's fine, it works, but maybe a little opportunity there to really sort of go for it on the Superstar Destroyer. Because I always did think, you know, considering the bridge went down, that was quite a significant blow for them. And considering that it was just the forward shields that went down, that, you know, I always sort of thought, wow, it's a Superstar Destroyer. Surely it's stronger than that. Is that all it took? But, you know, it was a good shot. So, you know, you've got to look at both sides of the equation. Yum, yum. Now, obviously, as we approach the Death Star and we go into our second sort of trench battle run, we really see the colorization differences here between cinema and special edition. The red sort of, you know, scaffolding and rigging really like pops in the special edition. They've really made that difference between the colorization there. Whereas in the cinema release, it's like more of a sort of hodgepodge, which again, it works, but probably I think it's a little bit more focused on special edition. You know, absolutely love this scene so much. It's my childhood all over again. Pipes, rigging, scaffolding. Who would have thought the Death Star construction project could be so interesting? I think when they go into the superstructure here, as we sort of see this big opening cinematic shot, there could have been an opportunity to sort of like linger here a little bit more in the special edition. I always sort of thought to myself, you know, this is the core of the Death Star. This is like the beating heart. You know, what else is there? It's, you know, we're always sort of tantalized with Obi-Wan in A New Hope with the tractor beam pulling down and, you know, sort of that energy, you know, and here we are in the middle of the Death Star. This is where the action is. So maybe could have been maybe a few troopers, maintenance people there in spacesuits or whatever doing their thing, you know, whatever. It could have been droids, but you know, who's complaining? It's Return of the Jedi. It's still perfect. As they come out of the run, I think this is where we sort of start to see the real differences here and the sort of the flame positioning and the engulfing of the ships, mainly Millennium Falcon. Again, I think, you know, there's an opportunity here for the flames to sort of really push the heat on Lando and Neon Numb inside. You know, the Falcon would have probably really conducted that heat. Like, it would have been nice to see a little bit of sweat, maybe. That would have been a really nice touch. As the flames engulf the TIE fighter were coming around, you know, the difference between special edition and cinema is massive. The flames are better rendered, they're brighter, they're sharper, and they're more powerful. Special edition, we've got the full ring, we've got the glowing pink ambers. nice little touch. Don't know what they represent. Could be plasma or whatever. Who cares? I think the original captured it sort of much more of a natural explosion. But, I think the differences are very, very small. And I would very much say, this sort of scene in Jedi is pretty much perfect in terms of the special edition. There's not too much additional sort of CGI foreplay in the background, which we all sort of thought, well, that's a little bit of sort of, filler for filler's sake. So I thought it was beautiful, and it's always good to look at it and, have fun. Have fun with Neon Numb. Yum, yum, yum.